from Salem Crossing. Good morning, Holly.
Love Freaky Fridays.
We
Good
love
morning.
Friday.
Friday. Friday time.
Yes. You can tell a different vibe when it hits Friday, right? It's like a wave,
yeah.
when Friday,
Mhm.
you're up right there on that wave Friday morning. Yes.
You're ready.
Ready to go,
Yes.
do whatever.
Yes.
Okay. Because the week has been and now we're on to the weekend, getting ready. This is start. Let's get it started in here,
Let's
right?
go.
All right, let's thank our sponsors over there.
We'd like to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Roses, Fox Lee Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, and McAllister Land Consulting. Thanks so much to our sponsors.
Yay, thank you to our great sponsors. They are fantastic and off the chain. Very thankful for them. This is spring break out here for a lot of our different schools in our community and surrounding areas. Last week or two was college. Now we're hitting school. The schools, the elementary, middle, and high schools now having their little bit of spring break. A fun time for sure. And hopefully this weather today is going to be really nice. And
I hope so. I have had several employees that have taken spring break vacations with their kiddos. So I hope all week that they've had a great time and enjoyed the weather of wherever they're at and enjoyed their family time. It's important.
Yeah.
It's important to have that balance. So I hope they come back strong Monday, ready to roll.
Absolutely. And I think you bring up a good it's such a blessing when a family can be able to do that. You know what I mean? And then you have a company that allows that. That's a blessing. And then like you see the importance of going away, getting away, having family time and getting their batteries recharged.
Recharging those batteries is extremely
for themselves. Important. It's, self-care and taking care of themselves and a little bit of just time off, and family time is so valuable and so important. And everybody grows so fast, it's just when you can get that little bit of time. And then when they come back, it's always so much better, after they've they're ready to hit the ground running. Usually
you can tell their fresh faces.
Yeah, exactly. So I think, it's good. And hopefully everybody will come back just wonderful and feeling good and
safe travels home.
Yes, exactly. So I took a little jaunt to the beach and just got back. It was an exciting time, beautiful weather. Tried to bring it back with me. I tried to put it in a bottle.
Don't you wish
you get in there? You get in there, that sunshine.
So that way you have the bottle and you can look at it and see the sunshine. You can open it and hear the waves and smell the fresh sea air.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't you wish you could do that?
There's nothing like the beach, going to the beach and it was fun. We went to, it's called Fort Walton Beach. It's right next to Destin, but it's Destin and Fort Walton Beach. And so much fun. The weather was wonderful. The water, it's funny, you have to kind of get used to it at first. You step in, but then once you get kind of adjusted, and get in there, and then you're just playful and it was so clear, Holly. I was, I've had a shark encounter.
Yes.
So I'm a little bit testy with sharks. I mean, I don't know. There was not any in the vicinity. There was deer. There were deer. You can tell we drove. Okay. So road trip, which I love a good road trip.
Oh yeah.
But anyway, dolphins swimming around. So that
is wonderful.
That was like a treat. Yeah, that was really cool. So the dolphins.
And I love the white sandy beaches of the Gulf.
Yeah.
They're just
it was the Gulf of America.
Yes, the Gulf of America. 100%.
That's exactly what we were in. We were swimming in the Gulf of America. But it was funny because, and it was fun that even the dolphins accepted us. You know what I mean? Like they were cool with it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
They're
I really think they're curious and they're playful and I think they love human interaction.
Yeah, I think so too. I think I think of like that too. Yeah. So that was fun. We went out, pretty far, which big for me, whenever, but it was clear so I could see, you know what I'm saying?
As long as you can see the bottom.
Yeah. But it's so funny whenever you're out in the ocean and you touch something and you don't know what you just touched. It's funny how you just jump up.
You're high stepping it.
Okay. So I try to get out. I actually like to get out so far that I don't touch. I just have to tread water, you know what I mean, and swim. You know what I mean?
I like as high as I want to go in the ocean is about chest high because I want to be able to jump the waves. I love jumping the waves. but I want to be able to touch.
And something that people do not do, which I don't understand this one, okay? And I do it at Holiday World at the whenever the wave pool, but at the beach, I couldn't. I mean, I couldn't. I know a lot of people were watching me, but if you sit up there not too far from the shore, and those waves hit you, they're so much fun to play in. Yes. They knock you. I mean, you will go.
Oh,
I mean,
knock you down.
Yes, that and that impact. Will just take you everywhere. And I had so much fun and I drank more salt water than I ever should have, and I did try to keep this yapper closed, but then of course, you're laughing so hard because you're getting beat up, but you're not even mad about it.
You're having fun.
It's like, yeah. And I noticed that no one else was doing that. And I thought, well, if I have to set a trend at this beach real quick,
it's okay. You live in your own world and you have fun and you do what just releases and makes you feel good.
Yeah. Well, I think when you go out in the ocean, you have that way out there, which I like, because then again, I don't have to touch anything. I'm just swimming, I mean, like that. And then you have that middle part, like what you're talking about, playing in the waves. Love to play in the waves. Love to play in the waves. Yeah. And then you have that coming up a little bit closer to shore where it just beats the tire out of you. Yes. Whatever words you want to use there. Beating the tar out of you there. But you love it. You know what I mean? And then you keep coming back for more.
But that's also the best place for the shells.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. Beautiful shells. Yeah. And there were some that were like, that would like, there was still stuff in them.
The little crabs.
There was little crabs. Yeah. And then we saw my first time ever seeing a in the water jellyfish.
Oh,
never seen a jellyfish. I have never seen a jellyfish, but there were some men that thought it was dead. But I'm like, I still saw a dead. I don't know if it's dead. I ain't touching it. I ain't playing with it. But anyway, it was funny because I said, well, still my first, because he's like, well, I think it's dead. Well, you know what? Still, it's my first one seeing it out in the ocean. Like I've seen them in tanks and seen them, in movies and stuff like that or whatever.
The aquariums.
Aquariums. Like but I've never actually seen one actually out in the ocean. And my first one, and it was exciting.
I've seen
dead or alive.
I've seen more than I would wish to see, because there's been times when we've gone to the beach where the jellyfish were everywhere. And you had to really watch them because they could be little bitty, almost quarter size, all the way up to plate size. Depending. So you really had to watch them. So I don't care for the jellyfish.
Yeah, I don't either. I think I don't know. I'm not a expert on this, but I think that you'll see them a lot more in the fall, because I think that's like their time to, I don't know how they entice each other,
replicate.
I don't know their romance, but well, like I know like alligators are romance alligators and shark, or alligators I think romance like in March and stuff like that. So you really want to be careful in that kind of stuff. I don't know why I know that stuff. Weird stuff.
Random
thoughts. But like, I think that the jellyfish, their romance time is more in the fall. I believe that's right. I could be wrong. Stand to be corrected. But anyway, because I actually just saw my first one just a few days ago. But we also did go to a alligator where you hold the alligator. Okay. And it was amazing how many alligators they actually have at the Gatorland or Gator, Gator. Yeah, I think it was called Gatorland. Yeah. So that was really interesting, and to see the alligators and everything. That was kind of cool.
Yeah.
And then our alligator actually went to the bathroom on us. We were, So I think that was I think that's a compliment. Because it's so excited, I'll say
so excited.
I'm so excited. I'm going to just I don't know. Oh, I have to tell you, my daughter informed me. Okay, Abby informed me. So see, I felt so comforted that if for some reason that was alive, that jellyfish. Yeah, I was Abby was the chosen. That if for some reason that jellyfish was alive and that it did bite me, that she would do what she needed to do. On me. And I thought that was so kind. I was like, that is
very
kind. Very kind.
She was probably hoping that it happened so she could say that she was able to do that.
I think you're totally right. That's exactly. She was wanting so bad. Just bite her. Just bite her. Bite her.
I'll take care of you, Mom.
That's right. That's exactly. Go. So I felt so comforted knowing that. I said, that just gives me comfort. Yeah. So, yeah. But, and it's amazing whenever you go to the beach, sand is everywhere. You know what I mean? Sand, you cannot. But now I saw it on TikTok, and everybody, it's funny though, everybody else must have seen it too. I guess it's something that people have known for years, but I didn't know it. You take baby powder and you put baby powder on, and it'll take the sand right off, like your feet and everything. Everybody had baby powder everywhere. Yeah.
I did not know that. Yeah. That's good to know.
Yeah.
Because you inevitably, you bring sand back with you.
Yeah.
In the car, in your luggage, in the trunk, and you bring sand back with you. Yeah. I usually purposefully, though, get a container of sand. And bring it back with me.
Yeah.
Because I have 3 very large jars that I collect seashells in from all the different beaches I've been to. And so I also put a little bit of sand in there with the shells from the beaches that I've been to.
Do you label them then?
No, a lot of times I just know on color, whether it's like Gulf side, Atlantic side, I kind of know.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, I mean, that's cool. And there's some beautiful shells for sure.
Yes.
Yeah. And there's something that I don't remember what it was called, but if you, like it washes up and then it buries itself real quickly in the sand. So I kept trying to film it. The first time I saw it do it, I was like, oh my gosh. And then I tried to get my phone and there was no way to get it. It was so fast. But
are they the little bitty clams like they have?
Yes, that's exactly what they were. Have you seen they bury themselves? They go as soon as they go really quick.
Because if there's no clam in it, or whatever they are, clam or crab, whatever is in it, if the shell is empty, it looks like a butterfly.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
And those shells can be beautiful. As well.
They were very pretty. Yeah. And there were different colors. There were different colors, almost like a marble color looking. Yeah. And like a blue marble. And then there was a yellow one. Yeah. So all different colors. So
they're pretty.
They're beautiful to watch or to see. And yeah. And of course the ocean air, just that good.
Oh.
Yeah.
There's nothing like it.
Yeah.
There is nothing like it.
Yeah. And then at night, you can't go on the beach late at night unless you have a red light because of the turtles.
Yes.
So you have to watch the turtles. I never did see a turtle though. I kept thinking, so I don't know what they do. Do the turtles come up from the ocean, I guess?
I think so. And lay their eggs.
Yeah. So they're very they want people to very much respect that. So,
because if, they won't come up there if there's traffic, or stuff like that. So I think they come up, dig their holes, lay their eggs, and then go back out to sea.
Yeah. And we did the kite thing, got the kite up in the air. It was so cute. It was so high up there. You know what I mean? And then like there'd be these seagulls that would fly by it. And then
trying to see if it's food.
Yeah. Boy, don't even play with them. They are, they
are scavengers.
Yeah, they are. So that was cool to put the kite up so high. And it was so funny. We left it and just to let it fly, let your kite fly for everybody. Everybody was enjoying it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. It was funny to watch it, and it stayed up for hours and hours and hours.
That's awesome.
Yeah. And then we also did there was a restaurant that was it was on the beach, and it had not a drive-in, but a blow-up movie theater. So we watched Shrek on the beach.
Oh, yeah. That's awesome.
Yeah, it was really fun.
The kids love that.
They love that. Well, I think I liked
Did you enjoy it
as much.
That's okay.
I'm sorry. You can't beat Shrek on the beach, right? I mean, come on. No. I'm a walking, talking donkey over here. Come on.
Little Mermaid.
Yeah, that would have been good. Yeah, that would have been cute too.
Yeah.
Maybe they might have done that.
Nemo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
How about it? Yeah.
That one would have been cute
that
too.
That would have been really cute. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, but Shrek was. I'm sorry, you just can't. You can't go wrong, right?
You cannot.
They're gonna come out with a new Shrek coming up, and it's where if you remember the last Shrek, they had babies, and I think 2 boys and a girl, and I think this is going to be the girl is a teenager. So
growing up.
Hang on. Do we know about teenage daughters?
Oh, yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So we'll see how Shrek does
it. And all the trials and tribulations that go with it.
Well, we'll see how Shrek does it. Okay.
Maybe I could learn something from Shrek.
Maybe we all could. Yeah. So anyway, so a little spring break getaway, fun and great time, great memories, but ready to get back. And like you said, getting your batteries charged, ready to go. So onward, how we go. So exciting time. Still got March Madness going on. Purdue plays tonight, late night. So put on a pot of coffee and see how Purdue does. Of course, that's our Indiana team. So we want wish them well, and
Yes.
hopefully all goes good with them, right? So
Absolutely.
March Madness still going strong. Baseball started yesterday, so that's exciting. The Reds, getting to the Reds game.
Lots of things.
We got a summer full. Holly, we'll have some, of course, we'll have Reds tickets to be given away. We'll have Louisville Bats tickets to be given away. Bats games are so much fun to go to. They're just,
some of my best memories growing up was with my dad, either at the Bats games, which they weren't the Bats then. They were different Louisville Cardinals or something like that.
Yeah, I think you're right.
And then the Reds games. We used to get groups together to go into Cincinnati and watch the Reds, and then we'd go to Kings Island, and it was great family time. But I loved those memories of being at the ballpark with my dad.
So much fun.
Having a hot dog and some popcorn, and
I remember we talked about this, a ballpark or any, I'm not saying ballpark brand. There is a ballpark brand. A hot dog at a ballpark.
There's nothing like it.
It's the best.
It is.
It really the best. I don't know. Just something about sitting there watching a game and eating a hot dog.
Yes.
It's just.
The hot dog's cooked to perfection.
Just.
The bun is almost steamed, wrapped in that foil.
Oh, the foil. Don't even get me started. Opening up the foil.
Open up the foil and then that nice warm hot dog steamed bun and just, it's so good.
Yeah. And it's so funny. As soon as you take that first bite, somebody talks to you. They ask you a question.
Yeah. Sorry.
I know. The whole time I'm unwrapping, it was silence. But as soon as I take that first bite, there's always somebody ask a question.
Yeah.
And usually my first bite's pretty big. You know what I mean? And I'm like, hold on a second there. Yeah.
And then I would always have to have Cracker Jacks.
Oh, yeah. Absolutely.
Have to have Cracker Jacks.
Yeah. What's the announcer? The one that was so funny. Hang on. The famous announcer. You're going to know him. It was the Cubs, for the Cubs.
Oh.
You know who I'm talking about?
I know. Can't think of the name, though.
Oh, it's one of my favorite stories. I can see his face, but I can't. Oh, this is silly. This is so silly of me. Anyway, he talks about, because in baseball, when you're a baseball announcer, you have to talk a long time. And so you have to fill in a lot of conversation in between.
Right.
So he was telling, he talks about, it's so funny. It's on YouTube. You can go back and watch it. He talks about when he was a child and Cracker Jacks was a big deal to him. And he opened up the box and the toy, he didn't have a toy. But like the whole time, then he goes back to the game. Then he goes back to how he was so sad as a child and so robbed as a child. It was so funny. It's hilarious. And it goes on the whole, I don't know how long that conversation. Then he goes back to the game because when they're playing, you want to announce what's going on.
Yes.
But in that downtime, you talk. And he was just talking about how that just disappointed him so bad as a child not to have that toy. And he said he counted on it, that toy.
Yeah, it's like the prizes in the Cracker Jack boxes and the prizes in the cereal.
Oh,
back then were like worth $1 million to a kid.
Was it not?
I mean, you just
I can
dig right in there and find that prize.
I can remember dumping out the whole cereal looking for the toy. And
then,
the toys. Yeah.
And I loved it when the Cracker Jacks would have the water-based tattoos.
Oh, get out.
Put them on your hands and your face, and those were the best.
Yeah, those are fun. Yeah, for sure. Yeah, so the Cracker Jacks, all of the fun. But anyway, so we'll have some Reds tickets. We've got Louisville Bats tickets. We'll have Holiday World tickets and some concert tickets coming up this summer. So we're going to have a big summer, just a little bit of preview of what's going to be coming down.
Can't wait.
I know. I'm ready for some summer fun, right?
Yes.
Exciting. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. And our
March
weather
is almost over. And it's been a long flip-flop back and forth March, right?
Well, March always,
weather.
Yeah, March
it's always the crazy month.
Yeah. I think that's why it's my birthday month, because it's crazy, right? Does it not fit right in? You know what I mean?
It does.
Yeah.
It does.
Roll with it all. But a fun time for sure.
Oh, yeah.
So very adventurous. And if there was any of those sweaters that you didn't get worn, that you wanted to get worn, get to wear, you got some opportunity there.
But the colors changing outside. I mean, the flowering trees are in bloom, and the yellow flowers are blooming in the fields. If you look at the fields, they've turned purple. And so all of this, the robins are back out. Yeah. It's like all the signs of spring are in full force right now.
Yeah.
And I'm just loving it.
Me
It's
too.
been a long winter and I'm ready.
Yeah, me too.
Ready.
Yeah. And I think I'm hearing that people are finding mushrooms now.
No.
I've heard it. I don't know if it's just a rumor, but I haven't known anybody personally, but I've heard that people are finding some.
Oh.
'Tis the season. Yeah.
Oh, goodness.
Yeah. 'Tis the season.
Oh.
We're supposed to get some rain, I think, coming up this next week or so. I'm sure that will bring the fungus among us.
Listen, mushrooms makes me think like, do you know Elmer Fudd, right? Elmer
How could
Fudd,
you not know Elmer?
And Elmer Fudd is always, trying to track the animal.
Yeah.
And he never does get it, right?
Right.
That's me and the mushrooms.
Okay.
I'm constantly hunting the mushrooms and I never find them.
So somebody that finds them is like Bugs Bunny. What's up, Doc?
Yes. Yes. That's funny? Me and the mushrooms.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Well, maybe this will be your year, 2025.
2025. Always got hopes.
Always. Yeah. All right. We're on to the 28th day of March. Today is Children's Picture Book Day.
Oh.
It's always nice whenever, like, they have, when you're reading a book to a child and they have some really cool photos.
Yes.
Some pictures. I love that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I think the artwork keeps them interested in the storyline.
Yeah, I agree.
Them involved.
Yeah, whenever they see it, ask questions about it or why is it? Yeah, you're right. Yeah. Eat an Edie's Pie Day. Edie's Pie. It's like a the white
ice. Is that a brand?
That's what I thought. Is that it's like the white ice cream with the chocolate on it. What's that? Like the hard coat, like a. I'm going to tell you what this next one. One, I've not had one forever, and I am a huge fan of these. I forgot about this actually. The Black Forest cake.
Those are good.
They're really good.
Those are good.
So good. I forgot about that. I forgot about them. I've not seen one actually in a while.
I've not seen one in a while.
Those are good though.
They were popular at one point, and everybody was making them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, here's what Holly, someday we might just start doing coffee club from a hot tub. National Hot Tub Day. Wouldn't that be fun? Don't you think we could do a hot tub like Fridays or something like that? Like
absolutely.
Just completely do
absolutely. As long as there's no TV involved.
No. No, but wouldn't that be fun?
Like, that would be fun.
Yeah. So National Hot Tub Day. I love a hot tub. Love hot tubs. National Something on a Stick Day, and it shows a corn dog. Now that's going to be on my mind.
Corn dog.
Oh. And at the state fair, when they take the corn dog pickle, I'm sorry, that takes it to a whole nother level.
Yes. Well, and my husband likes the chicken on a stick.
Oh, yeah.
He loves the chicken on a stick.
Well, sure. It says anything on a stick. Yeah. So
the corn dog's probably my favorite.
Well, you can put anything on a stick.
You can.
And then let's go.
Corn on the cob.
Get out. It. What about if you go to the Brazilian restaurants and they put all that meat, like they take like steaks and
they cut it off of it?
Yeah.
Yes.
Oh.
Yes.
Yes, on a stick. Yeah, baby. Yeah.
You betcha.
But this photo shows a corn dog, and now that's planted the seed. I want
a corn dog.
Corn dog
on a stick.
Yeah. Well, they actually make like sausage and pancake corn dogs. Have you seen those?
I have.
Yeah. I used to get those for the girls.
I've never made one though.
Oh, you can buy them. So. Pre-made. Okay. Let me just give you that one. No homework day. Love that. No homework today.
No homework because it's spring break.
That's exactly right. Respect your cat day.
I love my cute cat.
Harry Carey. That was the announcer.
Oh yeah.
Okay. It just came to me when I saw when I looked at the cat. Why did that come to me? I don't know. Respect your cat day. Yes. Oh, you have to respect your cat, right? Weed Appreciation Day, which
I do appreciate.
I know, and it was so funny because I was actually looking at my dandelions and I thought of you, and I thought Holly says I'm supposed to like these, but
yes, you could. Dandelion is probably the rock star of weeds, with what you can use them for. The rock star of weeds.
I am cracking up. Holly, I really want that. I really you planted some seeds in
every part of the dandelion root, the dandelion leaves, the dandelion flower. You can use every part of the dandelion. It is the most versatile weed in our garden.
I think you are actually like the spokesman for the dandelion.
Plus, it feeds the honeybees and the hummingbirds, which desperately need we need to have a safe haven for them to eat without putting pesticides on it and killing them off.
Yeah.
Well, honey is vital to us.
Yeah. And what's the weed that has like? I think it's called clover. The clover leaf. It's got a different smell when you pull it.
The white clover.
I don't know if it's white or it looks purple. It's got little purples.
Well,
is that clover? I think it's clover. A weed expert over here.
You may be thinking of something else. When I think of the clover, I'm thinking of the white flower.
Well, that's what I think of too when I thought of clover. But someone called it clover.
I know what you're talking about. Like
when you pull it up, it's got a different like smell to it. I don't like that smell.
Gosh, I just seen that the other day on my
and it's Facebook growing page. It's growing like I've got it, like it's trying to take over. It's very bossy.
There is one called the purple nettle weed, and it's of the mint family, and then it has a cousin which looks like purple nettle, but it's not. It's like the leaves aren't as big and stuff. Both of them are good, but then there's one that is almost like a ground cover. And that may be the one you're thinking
one
of.
Yes,
but most of those are like parts of the mint family and stuff, which is why they smell so good when you mow your lawn.
Well, I have to pull them up because they're trying to be bossy to my flowers and my plants there. My plants are coming up and they're beautiful.
So you can also find, because most of like a lot of the weeds are edible. So you can use them in like spring green salads, or you can make teas out of the flowers. So you can pull it up. That's fine. But look to see if you can make something with it. Yeah. Just for an experiment.
I'm usually too mad at it. By the time you got to get the root systems, like if you just can't pull the top off, you got to pull the whole thing out.
Yes, they can be very invasive.
That's what and I don't like all that bossiness going on,
Right.
So
yes, I get it.
You're just a little too much here, okay? But it was so funny because when I looked at it, I thought of Holly Thompson telling me, weeds are good, we need some of these. And so I thought, well, these I'm going to put.
If you look at our ancestry, though, if you look at our like great greats and great 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 greats and all that kind of stuff, they didn't have like the selection of teas and salads in the grocery store. Like they didn't have that.
Right.
And so when springtime came, that's when it was like they got fresh greens and and they made their teas out of it, and they knew what the benefits of all of these weeds were. But to them it offered nutritional and medicinal value to them, to our ancestors. And I think we've lost that a little bit because we're not a little bit, a lot.
Yeah, definitely.
We've lost it a lot.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I think the thing that when you pull it up, what I'm pulling up, what you're talking about, kind of like the weed ground cover thing, which is because I have ground covers. That's why these weeds are in my ground covers, and I'm trying to get it to cover, but I can't with these weeds.
Yes.
So I'm pulling them up, but so I make sure I get the root out, pull it all up, and then I've been putting it in a trash bag, throwing it away because I don't want to put it back, right? Because I don't want a clump of that going in my yard, right?
Right.
Because
it'll just grow there.
Yeah. So they
are invasive.
They're very invasive. Yeah. It's crazy how
it is.
Are they called volunteers? Or I guess volunteers like
the tomatoes coming up and stuff like that. No, I just think the ground cover, I just think those are just so invasive that they're not volunteers. They're just there thriving, living their best life.
Yeah.
Which make your life miserable from the weeds in your
They've got to go. They've got to go. Well, they've got to go. Yeah.
But violets are coming up right now. Violets make a beautiful tea.
Yeah.
A beautiful tea.
Now, see, and I like dandelion tea. Like I do like the dandelion. Yes. I'm with you on that. And I had a friend that used to fry the dandelions, Yes. And I think you're right. If you wash them really good, and
wash them, pat them dry. You want to get any like dirts and anything that's on there that you don't want in your system. Just wash them off really good, pat them dry, and
we're much better hunting dandelions than we are mushrooms, Holly.
Yeah. So the dandelions are like, hello, here I am.
Yeah.
Here I am.
So I feel like, they kind of are like, here we are. They're bold, they're yellow, they stick right out.
Yeah.
Whereas the mushrooms are a little more, degree of difficulty there.
Are.
Yeah.
You know what though? I planted, I got me some mushroom spores last year, like it's on the little peg sticks or whatever. 3 different types of mushrooms, because I'm like, okay, if you can't find your own, let's just grow your own. But I planted them in my woods last year. I don't know if I did it the right way or not though, because it said to find, you're supposed to like drill holes and put them in the, like logs, like the dead logs on the ground or whatever.
Oh, this is cool. Okay.
So I did that. I drilled the holes, and you don't want to do it in any live trees. So the trees are down. So I did that. And so I had one batch, like I put it in 3 sections so I could try to keep it separate. And I don't know if it's going to work or not, but I'm going to try it. But all the little wooden pegs had, spores all over them. And so you drill the hole, you put the peg in there, and then you're supposed to cover it with wax. So I don't know. We'll see if I have success with that or not this year. Again, it's just Holly trying something different to see if she can.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Because mushrooms are good for teas and things like that too for your body. So
I've never done the tea.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. There's some.
What are you doing? Boiling them down, or how are you doing that?
You just put the boiled water over it, let it, whatever. But there's actually teas out there that are mushroom teas now, or mushroom coffees, where the mushrooms
coffee.
Where the mushrooms are incorporated it too. Yeah.
My ears.
But I'm not saying it's going to taste the best, because it's probably not.
Well, I don't know. I like the mushroom taste, so maybe so. I don't know.
Maybe. Yeah. You have to try it. See if you can find some and try it.
Yeah. McDonald's is my favorite coffee, but I'm on this Blues Brothers coffee now. And I'm telling you right now, it's like bold and straight to the point. Very good though.
I'm a Folgers girl.
Oh yeah.
That's my favorite. But I like trying different coffees.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Folgers is like my go-to base coffee, I call it.
Uh-huh.
But then I like trying different brands, different flavors, or I'll try different. I make my own creamers too for my coffee, so I'll try mixing different flavors together and things as well. So
right. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, it's like almost like almost chemistry.
It is. It really is.
Little this, little that, little this, little that. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you try different sugars in it too.
Well, that's
You mean you have like your regular white sugar, but then you have the different sugars that are supposed to be healthier for you, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm not convinced always of some of that.
I don't know how much healthier they are.
Yeah, I think that sometimes you have to really
sugar.
Yeah, I think you have to kind of read the labels, on some of that, because some of that can be where it's like a little misleading.
Some of it can still spike those sugar levels.
Yes. Well, and you've had to learn all about that.
Yeah.
So that just can be a lot.
It's fun experimenting.
Yeah, I did not know there was mushroom tea or coffee, so I'm going to look into that for sure. That sounds interesting for sure, and I'm all about trying the different coffees for sure. Okay, this is called I don't know. I haven't read it. Okay, so we'll see what we got here. Okay, it's called floodlighting is the hot dating trend. You shouldn't get behind it. Okay, do not. Okay.
What?
Got a hot date this weekend. Here's a new tactic you should not try. It's called floodlighting. Hang on, I don't know.
I don't even know what that means. I mean, I know what floodlights are.
I guess when you dating? Kind of like, okay, hang on. I guess it's like, hang on. It's not bad. It sounds bad, but okay. It's like when you tell way too much about yourself way too soon.
Oh, well, yeah. You shouldn't bare your soul on the first date, right? Give them a little bit to think
I have
about.
This rash.
Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness.
Can you imagine? How quick would you end that date?
Don't show your cards, your full cards. Don't show them the first date. Don't scare people off. Let them get to know you and appreciate you, and then kind of show more cards.
Is it called acclimate them?
Yes. Right. Acclimate them to you. Yes.
Okay, hang on. All right, so here we go. Okay, so the author is Bryn Brown, coined it in 2012 and said it was something to avoid. Quote, a lot of times we share way too much information as a way to protect when you start communicating with each other, I guess, on a date. Mm-hmm. It's kind of like I don't know. But recently people have been doing it on purpose as a way to fast track a relationship or see if that person is mature enough to handle them.
I don't know. To me, first date should be somewhere in public, coffee shop, like just a, something small, something to like a meet and greet, get to know you, see if there's any energy or whatever between you two, and then make the next date a little bit longer. Like, you know what I mean? Like you need to work yourself up to that stuff.
Yeah. So instead of just spilling everything right there.
Yeah.
Well,
like, here's my life, blah.
Blah. Yeah. And I think, I don't know why you and I, we're both married. Yeah. So, but for those that are out there, Holly and I are going to give you good advice here. Okay. For those single out there. I think the thing that I've always said, okay, like I love movies. I'm a movie person, love to go to the movies, love every bit of it. And on dating, I think that's a fun date, right? But I don't think the first date, it's good to go to a movie.
No.
Because I feel like in a movie, you're sitting there, you're not talking, you're not getting to know each other.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like you have that time, a little bit of time, maybe before the movie or maybe after the movie, but you're talking 2 hours, if it's a 2-hour movie or whatever, you're sitting there and you're not actually getting to know that person.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because you're not supposed to be talking.
We're in this, unfortunately, in the day and age that we live in today, you have to be careful.
Oh.
And you have to be safety conscious. And Absolutely. If you're going on a brand new date with somebody, you have no idea who they really are. Like if you grew up with them, fine. But if it's somebody that you don't know anything about them, you need to be safe, and you need to let somebody within your friends or family circle know where you are, so I'm just saying.
Yeah, no, well, I remember when
you need to be safe.
Yeah, I remember when I went to IUS, the first, I remember like in the very beginning, I remember there was a professor said, for any of you that's going to be going, going to be dating here, to make sure you meet at the location. You know what I mean? And
have them pick you up at home.
Yeah. Don't have them coming, meet them at a location, what do you call it? Like where there's a lot of people.
Yes.
And, and have like you said, maybe coffee, whatever, or dinner or whatever. And then everybody drive separately from each other,
yes.
like that. So I remember that, but that's a good advice. I think also, leave your location on, right. And, I think those are good things to do. I don't know if like telling everything at once, I don't know if the person's ready for all that,
Well, I mean, you don't know the person yet.
No.
And what are they going to do with that information?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
So,
yeah,
it's a different world.
Hang on. Let me do it. Loose lips
sink
ships.
Yes. Yes.
So you got to be careful. Yeah.
Yes, you do.
Yeah. Tread lightly. Tread lightly on that. Yeah. So anyways, but she said recently that people are doing it on a fast track relationship so that they can see if the person is mature enough to handle this relationship.
Do you remember, I don't know, it's how long ago it's been, 20, 30 years ago, they used to have those, I almost called them like dating games, where it was like it was a whole group of people in a room, and there was tables, and there'd be like 2 people to a table, and you had like 1 minute to like,
yes,
and then you switched and went to the next person. So you got that first impressions if it's somebody you wanted to get to know. Do you remember that?
Yes, I've seen it in movies. Yeah. Yeah.
That was crazy.
Yeah. And I think that would be kind of, and then if there was somebody you wanted to really talk with or whatever, you only got 2 minutes, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, whoa, you know what I mean?
But you get to meet a lot of different people and get first impressions of a lot of different people to know who you want to make further connections with.
Yeah.
Deeper connections with.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a pretty cool idea.
Yeah.
You also used to have dances though. Like you don't really see singles dances anymore.
No.
You know what I mean?
Right.
20, 30 years ago, you used to have actual dances where if you were single, you could go to this dance hall and that's how you met other single people.
Yeah.
That was pretty cool.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Big difference in the way things are now. You know what I mean? I think too.
Showing my age, I guess.
No, I think some of the dating art has been lost. You know what I mean? I think I get the like I think that if you know somebody and instead of like being taken out like to a restaurant maybe or taken to a movie, I think now let's just hang out.
Yeah.
And I think that's kind of more where I like the traditional, the date more of a little, does that make sense? Like a little more formed, a little bit more planned out. Does that make sense? Or a little bit more, I guess, work into it.
And just to be clear, I never went to any of the dances. I couldn't get my nerves up to do that. Just to be clear.
Little side note, okay?
Little side note.
Yeah. Yeah.
Little side note.
Never... Yeah. Okay, you shouldn't do it. Okay, here we go. It says you shouldn't do it to scare them off.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you shouldn't like make things up about yourself just to scare. I don't know why, if you're meeting them, why do you want to, I don't know if you want to scare them off, but it's also not fair to dump so much on someone you haven't even formed a real connection on. So this is talking about like people that just like make it a fast track to a relationship where they just tell everything. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Yeah. I don't.
You should show all your cards on the first date. I just don't. I don't think that it's fair to the other person. It's not fair to you. It's not fair to the other person to just do a dump.
Well, I think that if you're telling all about yourself, then are we even hearing about the other person?
Are we actually having a conversation?
Yeah, really. I mean, you know,
like, here's my life. Blah, 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 blah.
You want to hear all my woes?
I'd be like, okay, have a nice evening.
Yeah.
Let me pay the check and let's go.
Don't worry, I'll call you.
Yeah.
It wasn't you, it was
Here's
me.
my fake number that doesn't really work.
That's exactly. Okay, you shouldn't do it because, okay, you'll scare them off. Okay. One expert said it's good to be open and honest about yourself. I agree with that.
Honest is fine.
But it's like this. There's a difference between engaging and immediately waterboarding a date with your deepest traumas.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah. Right. Yeah. So this is it's called floodlighting, and it's the new dating trend that's out there. And it's just where you just tell everything.
I don't think so.
I don't know. Yeah. Mm-mm. I don't know that, you know what I mean? How much time do you have?
But we're different. we're different. You know, there are generational gaps, and we're from a different generation, Becky.
Yeah.
You know,
oh,
what worked for us and what we were accustomed to is not what the folks of today are.
I agree.
You know.
Oh, totally. I think it's a total difference.
For one thing, we don't have dating apps. We don't have.
Like, we didn't have. You mean no?
It was none of that. No. None of that.
Mm-mm, mm-mm. No. Big difference. And
big difference.
Yeah. And I think I don't know, but like I've heard, like, I like to ask, like, if I know couples or whatever, like, how did you guys meet? You know, I mean, it's always fun to hear somebody's story, to hear the story. And I hear a lot of talking about meeting like on dating apps, like, but I think that I personally can't hardly get over that. Are they safe? You know what I mean? That's my first thing. But
and what's their true intention?
Yes. But I have seen and heard a lot of wonderful success stories. So I've been trying to change my mind thought on that. You know what I mean? Just to kind of, you know, I think like anything, you have to, you know, you have to be careful and just,
you do,
you know what I mean?
But you know, some of my favorite shows are like, The Bachelor and Bachelorette,
and
the Golden Bachelor, like those shows. I love those shows.
Yes, but those are really not real reality. You know what I mean? No. You know, because like all of the.
But wouldn't you like to take the trips?
You know, I take the trips. I think the thing I just want to stay in one of those big beautiful homes that they are with the pools and and all of that. Yeah, I think that's a. Yeah, and somebody probably doing fresh laundry and making your bed every day. I think I could, get used to that. But I think the things that with that are not realistic because, like, the places that they take them and the things that they get to do a lot of times, like the opportunities are not realistic on what a normal, like when they get out of the Hollywood, when they get off the TV and they're a couple and they've chosen each other. You're into the real world.
Well,
you know what
I mean, some of the things that they do, you could do here. Like if it's zip lining, you know, some of those things you could do here, but maybe you're just not zip lining across Ireland.
But like coming up like on a big beautiful cliff, and there's a table and a meal and champagne chilling, beautiful chairs, flowers. You know what I mean? And then a helicopter drops you off, and then picks you up or whatever. I don't really know that that's realistic.
Right.
I mean, I think it would be beautiful and wonderful.
Yes.
But I think that that's not necessarily realistic. You know what I mean?
It's like, for us, it's like, let's go to the falls of the Ohio, the Ohio River.
Yeah, put a blanket out on a
Or let's go to the Muscatatuck River and throw a picnic blanket out. Lake Wslm, let's go.
Yeah, exactly. That's more realistic. I think it's beautiful. It'd be nice.
Speaking of Lake Wslm, I'm excited to hear they're putting campgrounds in.
Yeah, absolutely.
Sorry.
No,
it's squirrel.
Yeah, no, give it. Yeah, absolutely.
I
know it's going to be. The mayor has worked very hard on getting this to come through. Yeah,
I read that the other day, and I was like,
yeah,
I had no idea. I loved it.
He had announced it. Last time he was on, or maybe a couple times before, that it was coming. So we just been kind of waiting on it. But they, it takes a little bit of work to get it all done and stuff. So it's exciting. So we'll get him back on and talk
nice.
About it.
I think
it'll be a blessing for families, that want to get away a little bit and don't have to.
Because it's already a great place to go and have a picnic and fish and just, go into the woods and on the trails and stuff. It's a great location.
Yeah, I think so too. Yeah, but I think those are like that, going and doing that kind of stuff are more realistic. On the. I don't get me wrong. I love The Bachelor and all that, and don't get me wrong. I think it's fun to watch and everything. I just think that then whenever you come back to reality, are you going to be able to make it?
Are you going to be able to live the day to day?
Yes, exactly. Because that's going to be a little different. It's going to look a little different than what it does there at the,
Which is why when it comes to like the families and the parents, like that's their concern.
Sure.
So, okay, this is all great and wonderful, but what's reality going to really truly look like?
Well, you'd feel, exactly. Yeah. Right.
Because that's not really reality.
Think if you were, I've always thought, like, if you were the family, think of like if it was one of your daughters, Holly, and you were the family, and like, you had to meet him, and they, they always come to your home and, and film. I'm just laughing because I just think because I have 6 daughters. Right. So the other 5 daughters would eat him alive.
Yes.
I mean, the man would not stand a chance the way the other sisters would. I mean, you talk about a duck on a June bug, they'd be all over him. Like, you know what I mean? They'd be, Yes. And I think that would be, I would love to watch that scenario play out. That would be funny to me because it happens. Like, I've seen it. I mean, I know every time there's a new fellow or somebody something.
You should have had one of your daughters sign up for it.
Well, I talked about it, and I thought that, and then they like no.
I'd like to see the hometown.
Yeah, the hometown. That's what I'm saying. The hometown. Visit. Yeah, and and
the white family.
The hometown, wouldn't that be fun? A hometown visit. Yeah, there's all kinds of fun things I would take.
Salem would bring it though.
Oh, I know that. I know. Would that not be hilariously fun? Yeah. Yeah, that's so fun.
It would be fun.
But anyway, I just think that would be, and I'm just thinking the poor fellow that
you ain't seen the white family.
Yeah, you ain't seen nothing yet. Yeah, it would either make or break, right?
Like, and these are my sisters.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Oh, I think he would get it real quick. They would be introduced. We're pretty bold. You know what I'm saying? They're going to make sure that they know. You know what I mean?
The bold and the protective.
And I was going to say they're very protective of each other. So I think that would be usually.
But that's a good thing.
It is a good thing. It is a good thing.
They got each other's backs.
As a mom, I'd probably be laughing so much watching this play out. You know what I mean? I probably wouldn't even have to say much. I'd probably just be.
You'd be the one laughing and serving the hors d'oeuvres and
I mean, yeah. What would my menu be? I don't know. It'd be something good. Let me tell you. I'd have to come up with something.
They always have wine or something.
Yeah.
So
something. Yeah.
Or sparkling grape juice or something.
Something. Yeah.
Have to have something with a wine glass involved.
Definitely, so that we can cheer at the end, right? Or toast at the end.
Yeah, and some sort of hors d'oeuvres.
Yeah.
But you rarely see the meat.
But I'm laughing. Yeah. I'm just laughing to think of, and then then they leave the home and they like stand out in the driveway and they're talking, and I'm just thinking I could see all other faces' heads looking out the window. That's exactly what we'd be doing. Everybody be gawking out that window.
It'd be like the opening of the Brady Bunch.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know how they all have their little
heads,
window.
Exactly.
Everybody window pane. So if you're at the window and each person has their head in a window pane.
Everybody would be. I would probably be leading the pack on that. Oh yeah, I'd want to see.
That would be awesome.
Yeah, definitely. So that's so much fun. Yeah, very funny, very funny. So dating, I think that's the new trend. I don't know. Holly and I probably kind of thumbs down on that. Don't be telling everything all at once. You know what I mean? Kind of. There's
Keep
nothing.
Your cards close to your heart.
That's exactly right. Keep a little reserve. There's nothing wrong with that, right?
Nothing.
Okay. So how cool are we? 78% of Gen Zers listen to the radio.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
It's hard to keep track of what the kids are into. But here's some help. They're into us, radio. 78% of Gen Zers listen to the radio, according to a new report that's AM and FM.
Oh,
I love that. I love that they have the respect of AM. You know what I mean? Love that. Not the internet or not Pandora. They don't listen to it. The London Evening Standard did a story declaring, quote, "Radio is back, baby." I didn't know it ever left.
Radio's back,
baby. And Gen Zers listening habits are changing and to face the media. They say a lot of young people are sick of digital everything, so they're gravitating towards the old school analog tech more and more. They said that they cited another report that found 48% of young people watch traditional TV on an average week. They say they're far more popular. In other words, radio is still alive in 2025, and dare I say, even very cool.
What's that song? Because it just came in my head. So popular. What's that one?
That's from Wicked.
Yeah.
Popular.
Love it.
Gonna be popular.
Yes.
Yeah. No, I have to agree. I think that like when you get to a lot of this stuff, I think it's like, it's funny. It's like, okay, I always talk about phones. Okay. Whenever the phones first come out, they were little bitty. And then they started coming bigger. Then you wanted the big phone, right? And then you had somewhere in between the flip phones too, and you had all the different phones and stuff. Then they went back to the smaller phones. I'm like everybody, and I guess on radio, what I'm trying to say is they try to do other things out there to, other than radio. But radio's the solid and still here, and it's free.
Yes.
Anybody who has a radio can tune in and listen to the radio.
Yes.
And there's nothing like it. You know what I mean? I love hearing stations. I love when I travel. I love listening to the different stations. I completely radio all the way.
I agree. I listen to my radio all the time.
And I love that it's like, they've realized that they've tried other things, but they come back to the OG. You can't beat the OG.
You cannot beat the OG.
Yeah.
No.
The original. So
one of these days, I want the records to come back.
The vinyl.
Yes. Well, I love the sound of vinyl.
I know. I do too. And we've got them right here. I mean,
my daughter actually has a record player though.
Yeah. Because it's like really like very cool.
It is.
Yeah.
Love the sound of vinyl.
Yeah. And to cue records back then, it was so much fun. You know what I mean? To cue a record, and that was I don't know. Yeah. So I think, I love that it's still, I love that they're bringing that up, and it's still cool. And that even though other generations have other options, but they're coming back to the OG, coming back to the radio. Yeah.
Some of my best memories were listening to because my mother would love the Beatles.
Oh yeah.
And so she had a whole collection of the Beatles on, the vinyl. And there was also my grandfather. So there's were they 72s? That played
72
on
to thirds.
That played on the things with the big, what are those ones? Anyway, but I remember in my teenage years, the cool thing to do was listen to the radio and record songs on your cassette tape.
Oh, sure.
And make your mix. That was the
mixtape.
OG of making a mixtape.
Absolutely.
On your cassette. And then you had your big boom box, and you could play your songs on your boom box.
And when I was on, years ago, I would always announce the song I was getting ready to play, give you time to get your recorder ready.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
Yes.
And then start the song. So that's
because a lot of radio stations, they would even sometimes give you the next 5 songs.
Yes. So you know what's coming up. Got your playlist ready.
Yes. Got your playlist ready.
What you want. Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah.
Fun times.
Yeah. Very much so. Yeah. All right. So we're going to switch gears real quick, and we got to get out of here. But a woman who invented the chocolate chip cookie was Ruth Wakefield. She sold the recipe to Nestle in 1930s in exchange for a lifetime supply of chocolate.
Oh, wow. That is really cool.
I love that.
Mm-hmm.
I love that. Invented the chocolate chip cookie.
That is awesome.
What a dream come. What a wonderful woman.
Yes.
Why did we not have like
free chocolate for life though? Can you imagine?
I could get on board. I think I could. Yeah, definitely. Cameron Diaz and Snoop Dogg went to the same school in Long Beach, California, and she said she's pretty sure she might have bought some things from him, if you know what I mean.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, if you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Okay. It seems there's it seems like there have been a lot of plane crashes recently, but still the odds of having a plane crash is 1 in 13 and 1 in 13 million. So there we go. So anybody traveling, there you go. Okay.
Okay.
There's a little bit of information on that. Holly, you ready for a big weekend?
I'm just ready for the weekend. Don't know what's got, like, no plans to speak of.
Aren't those the best? Like when you
are.
just have that, like that time just to.
Last weekend was a deep cleaning weekend.
Oh yeah, how did that go? You were going to do that.
I
That's
did.
Right.
I deep cleaned my kitchen cabinets. I deep cleaned my bedroom. I deep cleaned the laundry. Finished deep cleaning the laundry room.
So did you get up? I have to know. Did you get up and get right at it, or did you sit for a little bit and drink your coffee and then get at it?
I had to sit and drink my coffee.
Okay, we talked about that.
Yes.
Doing that, and that'll get your game plan ready, and then get at it.
Gotta have that. You know, this is my little bit of peace on the weekends.
No,
nobody's up yet. Now, when it gets nicer outside, I'll go sit and have my coffee outside instead of in the bed. Because I love the sound of the birds in early mornings.
Yeah.
But no, I sat and I drank my coffee and I just chilled out a little bit.
Good. I'm so happy about that. Good.
But I did. I got a lot of deep cleaning done.
Well, I
was excited.
Spring cleaning.
Spring cleaning. You know, it's that time of year. Spring clean. You know, get the cobwebs out. Let the fresh air flow through. I did that too. I opened the windows. Let the fresh air circulate through the house and get the stagnant energy out and get ready. Get ready for planting season.
Right.
Like let's go. Let's
do this.
I've been buying seeds. I'm ready.
You go, girl. Look at you. Good.
I found the golden beets that I've been wanting to
plant.
I ordered them online.
I
couldn't find any in the stores. So I ordered them online. So I have the red beets, the ruby red beets, and I have golden beets I'm gonna try to plant with some kale. 3 brand new plants this year. Okay. We'll see. It may be Holly's thumb is not very green. Okay. Well, you know this about me. But we're going to try. I like trying new things.
Yeah, I know. I'm all for it. And I saw where you take this big laundry basket and you plant potatoes in it. I might try that.
I'm doing my potatoes.
I can just imagine what my husband's going to say when I purchase. What's this for? Because we don't really need another one. Right. And I'm like, well, this is for my potatoes.
That's right. Hey, it works.
It works. Have you?
I'm doing mine in buckets again this year. Okay. But I've seen the laundry hamper thing. But I'm going to do mine. I had such good success in buckets last year. I'm going to use buckets again.
Well, and then the wonderful thing is you don't lose your potatoes. I've lost my potatoes before.
And I got somebody in town. I think they texted me the other day saying, "Weren't you the one asking about seed potatoes?" So I think the seed potatoes are in. So all right. It's time for me to get some of those too.
All right, get at it. All right, let's thank our sponsors this morning, Holly.
We'd like to thank Meadowview Healthcare, Walmart, Salem Crossing, Americans for Prosperity, Mama Roses, Fox Pearly Wealth Management, Dr. Black's Eye Associates, Dr. Mindy Gunn, Marshall Monuments, and McAllister Lane Consulting. Thanks so much to our sponsors.
All right, thank you, Holly Thompson. Let's have the best weekend ever, or best Friday ever, all right?
Friday!
When you want to honor your loved one, you choose someone you can trust. Marshall Monuments, Southern Indiana's monument experts. In their 78 years of community service, Marshall Monuments has provided